So now I want to go over the development process of this. Before, when I did this talk, I started with keeping it simple first, but really, the most important thing is that you finish it, I think. And the reason I say this is because you wouldn't know what pains you'd have to go through to publish something on these markets. There's a lot of strange stuff you have to go through to get it all out there. And making the simplest game you can and finishing it and publishing it and making a little bit of money off of it will give you an infinitely greater amount of knowledge about game development than just working on a game for a really long time. So I developed Squids, which is this game here, over the course of about 3 months. And then I started trying to publish it. Publishing it took me another 3 months. So what this game is essentially is the user touches a colored bucket, and then the squid will hover over that bucket and drop pearls into the bucket. And so it's a really simple concept. You get points for it, and then there are different levels that you can go to, and it just builds from there, and pretty much has an infinite mode at the end. Now, the next big thing is, besides making a minimum viable game and making it simple to get it published, is to make it easily updatable. So, keep your code clean. My boss, Woody Zool, is giving talks about clean code right now. So if you get a chance to go see what he has to say, it's really interesting stuff. With this, though, the easily updatable part will come into play with your marketing, because what Android initially did was every new release that you did that was at least longer than a week would increase kind of your marketing presence. And I'm sure they have some sort of algorithm to find out what will give your app a higher score, a higher amount of code changes and things like that. Make it international. So one of the longest things that it'll take you to do is translate it for all the different languages you can have. And there are a lot of languages that you can publish to for Android. With that, you'll learn, you'll have users from different countries giving you comments in different languages that you don't know. They have to go to Google Translate to find out. And that's a really cool feeling. So, so moving on. So, I mean, the idea is to finish it. And I'll go over kind of like game development in general, if enough people in here want to at the end. But, building a game, the idea is that you have another thread, and that thread, it has an update and a draw, and it just does update, draw, in an infinite loop. And so all you're doing is creating a simple animation. I can go over that stuff, but this is, more importantly, besides the idea of getting the game, anybody can make a 2D game. I think everybody in this room would be able to do it. And the bigger problems with this is, how do you have other people use your 2D game? Like, how do you get people? And this goes across all apps. I've also done an RSS reader. I've made an app for colorblind color detection, which I can also show, and things like that. The utility, I have a friend who's colorblind, and he wanted to be an electrical engineer, but he kept touching wires that he shouldn't be, because red and green look exactly the same to him. So I made this app to highlight them in blue, highlight green wires in blue, and that's really helpful. So with that, I'll just move on from there.